Fishing out in the middle, hottest part of the day, guys, can be a blast. I'm out here right now with two young anglers of mine, and we just put a whooping on some fish. It's 4 o'clock right now. We're about to share with y'all in this video some tips about fishing in the middle, hottest part of the day. Let's go get into it.
Net?
Yeah,
big.
Oh big. Going home. Look at that. Dude, that's a giant. Okay, you get the net. Get the net. It's a giant. That's a giant hot now. That's a giant. Yeah. Boom. Guys, in this fishing trip today, we had a giant bag of bass for the state of Arkansas, really anywhere across the country if you look at it. And it was during the hottest part of the day, a 3-hour period. Our limit for best five went for 24 pounds. I believe we caught around 23, 24 fish. I think 24 fish, one being a white bass. We're going to share with you guys tips for fishing in the hottest part of the summer. Welcome to the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. If you are familiar with the channel, you know I love fishing in the hot part of the summer. So in this video, I'm going to share some tips, and I have Garrett and HOTT, two of my young anglers here. They're going to give some tips as well. They just qualified for the junior national event at Lake Chickamauga. They got second at the state championship this year and have had a very successful season, winning 3 tournaments here in Arkansas. Two young good anglers, and I've always enjoy having them in the boat. Got to teach them a couple things, and we'll talk about it that day. Got to teach them a couple things about the O'Hare jig. But guys, we're going to go into right now some of the tips of fishing in the hottest part of the summer and why I think fishing in the hottest part of the day can be very, very rewarding. But a couple things first with it, guys, is understanding when it's hot. You got to have some of the, I say, things you need, but you forget about them sometimes. You need to have water. Need to have ice. One thing you need to also be prepared for is you need to have a good meal before you go out and fish, or make sure you have food on your stomach. For example, Garrett, even this day, we were so busy, guys, in town. We had a fundraiser. Garrett was running around delivering food. We were having a fundraiser event for our kids, for him and HOTT to go to Lake Chickamauga, because it's 9 hours away, and our town was fundraising for us to go. Very successful fundraiser, by the way. Thank you for the people that were involved in it, and thank you for the guys that donated for it. But Garrett was running around, guys, never got a bite to eat on our way to the lake. It's like, hey man, do we have food? I mean, I was kind of getting hungry, and as we got in the water, it got hot. He was not feeling really well. So he's going to share a tip later on that, actually.
There he is.
How about this?
Good. I think it feels like a decent one. It's coming at me now. Not a bad one.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. My man's trying to learn how to boat flip. There we go. Don't lose it. Fish number 1, guys, out here, middle part of the day. Took us 30 minutes to find some fish.
Yep.
HOTT, talk about that one real quick. Like, what's going on with the trolling motor?
So, we're recalibrating the Garmin.
Yeah.
And we're just throwing around out here, and sucker Matt munched a Texas rig.
So guys, let me tell you what's going on. You can weigh that fish. My thing's out here. Look, we're recalibrating, and it's stuck at 25. About to have to fix that. We're not even looking, but we graphed out here with the 2D sonar and with down imaging. So we graphed it. My man Garrett's here. He's kind of feeling sick right now. We're gonna see if we can catch some fish, guys. Fish number 1. So make sure you have water, ice. Okay, guys, I love drinking normal water temperature water, like just room water, but when I'm out there on the boat and it's 100 degrees, I need ice water. Okay, there's that. Now let's get to the fishing stuff. Why are these fish eating during the middle part of the day, guys? Right now, this lake, I think, was a little behind, but let's say Arkansas, where I'm at right now, down to Texas, guys, when it's really hot, those water temperatures get to 85 to 90 degrees, their metabolism speed up, and what they got to do is eat. Now, guys, fish are not all the same. Some fish are going to chase and eat shad. Some fish are going to eat crawfish, brim. Some fish are going to eat crawfish and shad and brim. It's like me and you as people. I've caught fish chasing bait before recently that are out there chasing bait and schooling, and they have crawfish down their throats. So that dude was eating crawfish and then out there eating shad. He just wanted to change up his meal. So guys, but one thing is understanding the type of fish you're fishing for. I've had a few trips recently, middle part of the day, even one I'm going to share some footage here with of a forward-facing trip, where this trip, forward-facing offshore lesson trip, this trip, guys, was a cloudy day. A front came through. We had a week of warm. Guys, I'm here excited to share with you the boat of the week presented by Futural Marine. I'm in a 2024 Ranger 521R powered by a Mercury 300 4-stroke. I'm going to share with you guys my 2 favorite characteristics about this boat. I've got to fish in a lot of boats last year during my forward-facing sonar trip, so I actually get the experience of being in every boat on the market. So I'm going to share with you my 2 favorite things about this boat. The first thing is the safety of the boat. When I'm in these bigger Rangers like this, the 19-foot, the 20-foot, the 21-foot Ranger, I feel safe on the water. On a big lake, when there are waves, 4 or 5 foot waves due to the wind and the weather, I feel safe in this boat. That's one of the first things you need to consider when getting a boat. So when I'm in a Ranger, I feel safe. The second thing, my second favorite characteristic about this boat is the deck space. When you're in the 19-foot Rangers, and even an 18-foot Ranger, guys, 20-foot, there's 21, the deck space is unlimited. You can fish multiple people comfortably up there. Of course, you have all the storage, but the biggest thing is the comfortable part of the boat with your rods and having somebody else fishing up there with you on the deck. If you're interested in this boat, guys, contact Tony Hodge or Mason Tuberville at Futural Marine. You can check it out, futuralmarine.com. And if you have any more questions about boats, go ahead, check them out. Leave me a comment down in the description or give them a call. Thank you. Weather and a front came through, change all of a sudden. These fish went from these ledges, went from these flats, and all of a sudden they were chasing bait. And that's when the schooling activity starts. We're still catching these fish near your drops, near the main ledge, main creek channel ledge, near some of these areas. But guys, they were just chasing bait all of a sudden. This trip today with my guys, they were in some of these areas that were around ledges and drops and rocks, but they were more set up on them. They weren't chasing the bait all of a sudden. Okay, I'd rather it be hot and sunny, okay, guys, because it sets them up in these positions. I know there are some videos. Johnny had a recent video where he talked about fishing that upper level water column. Guys, I still have success fishing them here, but the thing about when they're on that bottom water column level, man, getting them to eat and eat and eat can be very, very timely and hard. This day right here, we had a 30-minute window where they ate. And the whole timing part of it matters. The whole timing, it was crazy how it went down. Okay, guys, right here, my man Halton's going to give his midday summer tip for fishing in the summer. Halton, what would you like to share?
I'd say my favorite or my best tip I would give is throw baits you wouldn't expect. Throw big baits, just things other people don't. Just big bites.
Awesome. Big baits in the summer, huh? Even at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Now, guys, one thing about fishing in the summer. Let's talk about the lures. I love a deep diving crankbait. You hear about it. The big worm's about to start. But when you're fishing with the big worm, okay, guys, you're more going for fish that are not as aggressive. They're going to be targeting what I think brim and that crawfish. And those fish might at night be feeding on brim as well. So that's when your brush piles always come into play with the big worm. You can still throw these on your rock areas and your areas where, as I like to say, if there are brim beds nearby, there are bass hanging out nearby. That's one thing about fishing in the summer. You hear about the brim bed pattern, and you hear about guys throwing topwaters, frogs over these brim beds to catch big bass. Well, guys, those big bass are not just staying in the brim beds. They're like staying somewhere near the brim beds. Shallow brush piles or deep brush piles are typically what they're staying in, or it could be grass if your lake has submergent grass, like a lot of my lakes here do in Arkansas. We got Garrett right here. Now he's going to share his tip for fishing in the middle part or hottest part of the day in the summer.
So one of my biggest tips is to keep Dramamine in the boat.
Okay.
In case
our man got sick today. What happened? You know, like I said, so that's one of your things. And so he wasn't actually feeling well. So just kind of talk about that. And that's something you've kind of gone through before, huh?
Oh yeah, they started it and started on Washita. Ever since then, I've had bad luck on lakes.
He put that stuff. He took that stuff, and all of a sudden, you know, 2
I
hours
was back
later,
to fishing.
Back to fishing. Okay. Thank you for that tip. And you like to swim, huh?
Huh?
You like to swim?
Sure.
Huh?
Yeah.
He wanted to swim today,
I
but
did.
I just didn't.
It's hot.
Yeah. Some of my lakes here in Arkansas, deep highland reservoir type of lakes, there are islands and there are humps, and those big fish could be hanging out around them, and they're going to be going up feeding to eat, or they're in the cover nearby, which is a brush pile or grass, hanging out. and then they're going to go up shallower to eat. And that's where we throw with the brush piles, trying to get them to eat, okay? Trying to get that reaction strike. That's always what kind of happened there. Because they're not just always out there meandering around swimming like people think. If they were always out there swimming around, there'd be giant fish getting caught right now. And I really think they get deep into cover. They're hanging out. Brush piles, by the way, give off shade. Grass gives off shade. There's more oxygen in that grass potentially too. There's more stuff. So those fish are dug deep up in there, hanging out, chilling until the night period potential comes. Just a couple things to kind of go back and forth with on the fishing during this hottest part of the year.
And the hair jig, the shuttlecock hair jig. Yes. Yeah! Boom!
What a
Boom!
net. That
Boom!
was a
Boom! 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 The old jig head minnow. Did y'all watch that?
Now guys, I already mentioned a couple baits, and you're seeing right here in the footage, I mentioned hair jig. The hair jig today was a player. I might make a video just on the hair jig for this channel. I've not done it yet. There's videos I know all out there. Johnny has a few on Fish at the Moment, but I think I'm about to be making ones where we have been catching some fish on a variety of lakes with the hair jig. This is the Cumberland Pro one right here. Cumberland Pro. 5/8 size. This is an old hair jig, okay? That one that we also were catching with was the Shuttlecock True Bass by True Bass Shuttlecock hair jig. Here's one right here in a package. I got some in the boat. That one that we threw that day, we lost it. That's a crazy story. We lost it. This is a learning point for some of you guys out there. And I've had that hair jig for a year and it's caught fish. And like I said, I got some more in the other day and I just pulled this one out. HOTT caught one, fighting into the boat. I actually have the chest camera footage and it all. I might be showing it to you, might not be, I don't know. But I had the net ready and it dug under the boat. HOTT was releasing drag. Good. He's releasing drag, letting the fish fight. It goes under the boat and somewhere it hit the line of Garrett's. Garrett went to set the hook, it snapped it. So guys, if there's two of you in the boat, we got to be aware of where this fish is fighting when. I know, like, there's times you see me on the channel, they're eating, you throw in there too. But let's say you're fishing a big tournament, you need to be aware, okay? Because these two are about to be fishing a big tournament. Now they had that happen to them right then, so they're going to be more cautious. Definitely going into Chickamauga, okay? I mean, like I said, I've never had that happen, by the way, guys. So I'm now going to be a little bit of aware, because I mean, he was like, "Oh, I got one, set the hook," and it was our line hitting that fish. So guys, if you're doing a hair jig video, let me know. Maybe I'll get some more footage. I've been catching fish on the hair jig on a variety of lakes. This is a 5/8 size sounds. I have a 7/8 actually coming for some deeper fish. I like throwing a small hair jig though on the clear lakes like Washita to Gray as well. I'm about to be doing that this week, okay? All right, guys. I know the sun's in your eyes. We're way to end the day right here with a double.
Yep.
Awesome.
24.
Awesome. We just hit 24 pounds, boys. Y'all let them go. Okay, guys, we're about to get into the Faith Juice segment. I got something here that I read today that I'd like to share with you guys. Really quick, though, big announcement that I'm going to be having with the future of the fishing coach. I've partnered with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, but it's going to be the outdoor segment. It's new to Arkansas. It's already been kind of in Florida, Oklahoma, but the outdoor segment is going to be going after kids that hunt, fish, horse ride, do stuff with the outdoors, okay? Because those are considered sports as well. I'm going to be a part of them. I'm going to be going into schools, finding kids that hunt and fish, minister to them, listen to them, help them, minister to them as their needs, and also taking kids fishing. How you can be a part of me by doing this is be a part of my support team. This, like any other kind of ministry position, I raise my salary. So guys, I'm going to be fundraising my salary. And with that, I'm going to be dropping other revenue streams that I'm doing. I'm about to be putting a lot of my eggs in this basket as I feel like I've called to do. Now guys, I have a link down there that you can check out, but I'd rather talk to you on the phone or a Google Meet if you're interested. To get more information about it, send me an email, which my email is on the YouTube channel, or my Jimmy Easterling Fishing Facebook page. So if you want to hear more about this, how you can be a part to support me, go just like send me an email, and like I said, I like to talk to you about it, let you know more about it, okay? Thank you for listening to that right there. I'm going to be sharing this on in a couple of my videos in the next month or so as I get this going. Been very it's been something we've been working on, okay? They had to do a big background check my socials and all that. But hey, let's talk about the Faith Juice segment, the need to lead. Something I read today in a book, a little chapter of a book talking about men leading. Or I know women, if you're, I have ladies that watch this, if you're in a leadership position as well, how you can lead and lead as an example of Christ or just in that godly example, okay? Because I know we're not perfect people, and there's at times at a leadership position you might lose your temper, say things, or do things that might not be the leadership, like the best leadership way that you want. But it's okay. That's where like we mess up as humans. But let's talk about couple verses here. Here's one of them: is good leadership is a channel of water controlled by God. He directs it to whatever end he chooses. Okay, I think that's a pretty interesting verse there in Proverbs. Okay, and that's one thing I knew. In the school system, I was in the school system, and as a football coach, I knew I was in a leadership role, and I wanted to always be a good influence and be kind of that influence to where my staff around me, and of course kids around me as well. So where are you in your leadership position? You could be a staff member, but you're still in a leadership role. You can be whatever you're doing. You could be working at the house. You could be maintaining, like I said, working on a house. You could be maintaining a crew, but you're still, how are you handling your leadership role? Is it that positive way that God wants it to be, or is it more in a negative way? Because when you do have that positive, I believe, impact and that positive outcome, now I said you can mess up, but if you tell your people, hey, I messed up, I shouldn't have said this or done that, your people working under you are going to respect you more and work harder for you. Okay, another one I'm going to share real quick. Let me see. I kind of have time. I mean, my handle broke the other day. The actual wire up here, so I have this on the book. The actual wire broke on the handle. Okay, but here is one more that I'm going to share. Is here we go. And we exhort you, brothers, warn those who are lazy, comfort the discouraged, help the weak, be patient with everyone. That's in 1 Thessalonians 5:14. That's something too, is as a leader, they're watching you. Okay, you're getting watched. Do not be that lazy leader. That was one thing that always bugged me, is when people above me were lazy. Okay, the people I know that are very successful are not lazy. Leaders that are not lazy are the ones that are not afraid to go mop the floors, just an analogy, or clean the toilets. That was something that I always took with me when I was in the school system, is, hey, I'm going to go do whatever it takes. So do not be that leader that's lazy. Set the example. Okay, guys? Appreciate it. Hopefully that helps one of you guys today in a position you're at with your work, job, wife, whatever, life, whatever it is, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.